Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is an FV207, the Tier 8 British SPG, and we're on the north spawn of Murovanka Encounter, and the name of the commander of this SPG is FendaBenda. Now, apart from having a Mark of Excellence on his barrel, this particular battle is pre 9.18. In fact, it's update 9.17.1, so it goes back to April of 2017. So it's quite an old battle, but it also has all of the old style Arty damage. So you won't see any stun, no stun mechanic at all. What you're going to see is raw Arty action. That's a KV85 moving up there ahead of FendaBenda. But there's a VK2801. I don't know if you've seen this, but I don't think FendaBenda can see it. A VK2801's on the ridgeline. He's looking down, and FendaBenda's been hit. He's received a hit from that VK2801, and he's blocked a shot, and he's been hit again. He needs to get into cover quick. That 2801 has been killed. I think it was a scout, an advanced scout, YOLOing into the enemy force to try and find out where everyone was. He's paid for it, but he's got some damage onto FendaBenda there. He's lost 245 hit points from those two shots. And I think that KV85 has gone AFK. He's just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. That's really bad. But anyway, FendaBenda's going to set up and try and shoot from here. It's got the trees to cover. Okay, still adjusting his aim. Is he 111? Oh no, it was off to one side. Yep. No, his aim wasn't quite true. It was slightly off to one side of that Wizzy 111. I think it was bound to miss there. It's very annoying when you get a tank that's just sitting there doing nothing, because obviously you're a man down straight away, and they already won 2 tanks down on the battle. So, you know, they're carrying a handicap with that KV85 not doing anything. And maybe knocking down that tree wasn't such a good idea, but I'm not sure at this point in the battle whether it really matters too much, because I suspect that S51 is more engaged with what's going on in the cap. Okay, setting up in the corner, and he's now looking at the Magic Forest. He's gone back to having a look at that Wizzy 111. It seems to be basically stationary at the north end. Right, just moving about slowly. Grabs out. Oh, just overshot. It was unlucky there. Okay, so a group of tanks moving up. They're surrounding that T26E5. I'm not sure he'll last very long with the Panther 2 and the others facing him down. No, he's been taken out. This is quite a big force, actually. It's a bit worrying, because if they start heading north, the next vehicle they meet will be the AMX-13 F3 and the Leo, who are hurriedly making their way west as fast as they can to get to the cover of the trees. At least from there they might be able to defend themselves, but FendaBenda is doing his best to defend the guys who are actually in the cap. There's 3 in the cap at the moment, but there's this Skoda T25 moving north as fast as he can. That's YOLOing into the enemy. He's almost loaded, ready to go. Rounds out. Now! Oh wow, look at that. Takes him out one shot. 281 hit points. Lovely kill. That T25 made a huge mistake. You don't go YOLOing into the enemy in a straight line like that. You keep varying your course and speed to avoid being hit by Arty, but he just made the complete stupid error, juvenile error I might say, but it was more stupid than juvenile. I know some young people make very smart decisions actually when they're fighting the tanks. That round just landed short. I think he anticipated the Jag Panther was going to pull forward, but he actually was going to pull back because that IS-6 is coming out of the pass. Unfortunately, the IS-6 is also fighting not only the Jag Panther, but the T-150 ahead of him. And there's a Panther 2 there as well. Now he's trying to get a shot into this T-150, but it's taken out. Okay, now what's next? Can't see the Panther 2. There's an OI. And the OI's just fired. And it looks like he's going to go north of that house. Now this is a good chance for FendaBenda to line up a shot on that OI. Put a round into him. Rounds out. Oh, good shot. 489 hit points. 1 critical hit. That was an excellent shot. Did a lot of damage there. Right, the Cosplay Panther is going to try and attack the cap. There's only 2 in the cap now. The IS-6 left. There's an IS-3 and a T-54 Mod 1 in the cap. But the Cosplay Panther takes a look. And of course they're also facing off against a VK3002D who's behind the houses. Okay, FendaBenda shoots around at the Cosplay but misses. There's the OI just sitting in the houses doing absolutely nothing. Right. Very difficult to hit enemies who are in the cap, but the Centurion's gone forward. It's taken a big chunk out of that IS-3. Remember, he's facing... well, he's got the Centurion, but the 3002D is still putting shots in, and the IS-3 is taken out by another Centurion. Lining up a shot on the 3002D. Lovely shot! Takes him out, 410 hit points. Now his attention's being drawn to the OI, but the enemy started capping now because the T-54 Mod 1 had to move out of the cap when the Cosplay Panther came in, and the T-54 has been taken out by the Panther 2. Luckily, the KV-85 has finally come to life, so he was probably at AFK or had to restart his computer or whatever. So he's finally into action. He's headed towards the cap. But he really needed to go with the Leo, because that would at least provide him some support. But he's gone on his own. And the enemy Cosplay Panther is in the cap. And he's using that ridgeline to protect himself from Arty fire. And there's also the Panther 2 in there as well. And the AT-15 is being a real pain to that KV-85. It's taken a big chunk out of him. Can FendaBenda equalise the score a little? Rounds out. Oh, it fell short. RNG. That's annoying. That's really annoying. They've lost the KV-85. He was taken out by the Panther 2. The enemy's got 1 in the cap. I think that's the Cosplay Panther still. The AT-50s head north. The OI was last seen near the houses. And the enemy stopped capping. So this might be... They've decided to go no cap, kill all. If they have, that's a very stupid decision. Because there's only 3 left on FendaBenda's team. But he could still do it. They could still do it. Rounds out on the AT-15. Big chunk out of him. 386. 1 critical hit. One of the others could take him out now. But I think it might be FendaBenda who will have to do the job. And the Panther was taken out by the Leo. And the STRV took out the AMX-13F3. So there's just 2 of them now. And he's still having to line up a shot on that AT-15. AT-15's being taken out. Oh, he's got the AT-15. Okay, now where is that STRV-S1? The STRV's just... No, the OI took out the Leo. So we know the OI is close. And that STRV was close when he took out the AMX-13F3. So FendaBenda's almost reloaded. He's alone and he's facing 3 opponents. There's the STRV! He's right in front of him! And he shotguns him right to the face with 1,000 hit points! Wow! He's going to have to move. The S51 will know where he is. Wow! What a way to take down an STRV-S1 right to the face with a high explosive round. Of course, this is pre 9.18, so there was no stun on FendaBenda from this. There's the OI. Now the OI must have seen him, and I don't think that FendaBenda has Sixth Sense, because Sixth Sense should have gone off the moment he was spotted. The S51 must know where he is right now. He needs to move. He needs to find more cover. Get behind the bushes. There's a tree being knocked down, and another one. That must be the OI. He's going behind the Leo. He's just behind that little ridge line there. Hidden out of sight. Now I suspect that the S51 has now lost sight of where FendaBenda was. It might help FendaBenda if he got into the bushes. That would provide him a little extra protection. Make it more difficult for the OI to spot where he's gone. But it's 2 against 1 now. FendaBenda on his own, or 1 against 2 I should say. He's lined it up. He's ready for that OI to suddenly appear. But the moment that OI appears, he's going to have to fire, kill it, and move as quickly as he can to stop counter battery. I don't think they would have gone there. That must be the S51 in the cap. Must be the S51 in the cap. So that's the reason the S51 didn't try to fire at FendaBenda when he was seen. He was in motion. He was on the move. Waiting for the OI to appear. I think he's going to be on the north edge of the map. FendaBenda, look as directly east. He must be on the north edge of the map. That's why you can't see him. There he is. He is on the north edge. He's crawling along slowly. He's located you. Now the S51 will be getting ready to shoot you. Line up the shot and kills him. 145 hit points. Now he needs to motor. He needs to motor as fast as he can to the cap. Now I think that was a shell landing behind him. Can't tell for sure. I think that may have been a shell landing behind him from the S51 after the OI spotted him. The S51 will know for certain that FendaBenda is coming to the cap. He has to come to the cap. The question is, from which direction is he going to expect FendaBenda to appear? FendaBenda could go down the centre and then turn in at the pass, but that might take too long. He's got 1 minute 45 seconds to go. But it might be easier to go up onto the top of this escarpment and just use the bushes and the cover to suddenly appear out of the blue and shotgun the S51 in the cap. All this is really tense. FendaBenda his hands must be shaking by now with the adrenaline of it all. I know I would be if I was in that Arty. He's using the bushes. That's good move. Use all the cover available to you. Conceal your approach. Make it more difficult for the enemy to know where you are. He has to be sitting down below in the dip because the cap doesn't extend above the dip, so he can't see you coming. Use the bushes. That's it. That's it. Come in fast on him. There, he doesn't know where you are. He's turning. He's looking the other way. Line up the shot. Shotgun. Oh, brilliant. That's how we do it. That is how What Arty Noobs rolls. We don't surrender. We don't give up. We fight to the bitter end. We kill them all. Well done, FendaBenda. That was absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for FendaBenda in the FV207. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. In fact, he got 13 in total. He also picked up a defender medal because he managed to reduce the cap points by at least 70. And on top of that, because he got shot by that 2801 at the start of the battle, he lost at least 2/3 of his hit points. He received 2 penetrating hits, and he managed to kill 2 of the enemy. In fact, he got a top gun. He got 6 of the enemy, and we can see them all there. If we look at the team scores, he came top on damage for his team of 3,199 hit points. In fact, the only reason that FendaBenda didn't get the high caliber was because the Panther 2 on the enemy team beat him to it by 1 hit point. Just 1 hit point in it. Would you believe it? but at least that means the Panther 2 picks up the Courageous Resistance Award. But FendaBenda gets the highest number of kills in the game with 6. He also picks up the highest base XP of 1086 for that really gutsy, courageous attack on the cap. Dear. He fired 15 rounds. He got 6 direct hits, 6 penetration, 6 splash. He did damage of 3,199 hit points, of which 1,180 were more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits, 2 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, all from the VK2801. He blocked damage of 110 hit points. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, that would have been the S51. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and he stopped 76 capture points of the enemy, so 76 defense points. On a standard account, he earned 28,746 credits. After auto repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 5,056 credits. He earned base XP of 1,086, but because it was a ×2 day, he took away 2,172 experience points in total. But I think the one thing that FendaBenda gets out of all of this, after all these awards, is he gets the respect of the members of What Arty Noobs, because when it came down to it, he pulled up his man pants, he went into battle, he didn't surrender, he didn't suicide, he fought, he won, he conquered. Well done. If you enjoyed this battle, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next replay.